My controller, I just put new batteries in it, and I got them over here to make it work. It's like there's something in the studio that won't let like wireless stuff come in or something. I don't know what it is. Temperatures into the 80s.
Now, your first weather.
Hey, we saw a mixture of clouds and sun across parts of the area today as our highs reached the mid-80s late this afternoon. 85 degrees a high in Lexington and Milan, 88 degrees in Savannah, and 85 the high temperature today here in Jackson. Had a few pop-up showers around. Most of the activity was down to our south. Looks like we'll keep the quiet weather and dry weather in the forecast here the next several days. So for your Wednesday, maybe a little patchy fog as you wake up, 66 at 6 o'clock in the morning, but temperatures reach the upper 80s by the afternoon. Once again, a mixture of sun and clouds in the forecast. And we'll talk more about the nice weather, or at least pleasant weather, for the rest of the work week with your hometown forecast coming up. But first, your local news starts now.
39 News Night Edition is brought to you by Physicians Quality Care, where we treat you like family. 2 locations, open 7 days a week. Now, from the station of the year in downtown Jackson, this is 39 News Night Edition.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Meredith Mitchell.
And I'm Josh Egbert. 89 pages. That is how long the lawsuit that Madison County Sheriff John Mayer filed against the county. Mayer filed the lawsuit in response to force the county to pay the full $25 million budget he requested earlier this year and not the $22 million that was voted on. In the lawsuit, Mayer and the department claimed that their current budget would not allow them to sufficiently raise wages for their employees to a competitive level, as well as allow them to cover the cost to run the jail fully. 39 News spoke to Madison County residents today who say they have mixed opinions about the lawsuit.
I really felt that the county commissioners was kind of causing all this in a way, but now I knew he was probably going to do it. I know he could do it, and I know he wants more money.
I think that it's ridiculous that you would sue your employers to get a bigger budget, especially since they've almost met the budget that you've given. So.
The case has been assigned to Judge Don Allen, but a court date has not yet been announced. Of course, stay with 39 News as the story continues to develop.
Well, during his campaign for mayor, Scott Conger spoke a lot about his first 30-day plan for the city.
Well, today on his 30th day in office, he sat down with 39 News' Jackson Overstreet to discuss what progress has been made.
Still a learning process. There's a lot of intricacies that go into the city government.
For Mayor Scott Conger, that learning process has been on the go. There was only about a 12-day turnaround from when he was elected to his first day in office. Since then, he and his staff have spent their first 30 days in office asking their departments one question.
Why are you doing this? Why has it been done this way? And asking people to really think in terms of more efficient ways to do things.
Conger admits a lot of the problems that he wants to address as mayor are not overnight fixes, but he believes these first 30 days are a step in the right direction. Conger and his staff have been using a lot of this time to lay the foundation for his administration. One of the biggest issues they wanted to tackle in the first 30 days was communication between the public and the city.
Right now, you dial 425 City, or you dial the department, or you call your councilman or you call the mayor's office. There's not really a communicated centralized location for you to call if you have a non-emergent situation.
He says the city plans on launching an all-encompassing central dispatch number, 311, next week to help address that issue. In downtown Jackson, 439 News, I'm Jackson Overstreet.
And Congress says he will be proposing an anti-poverty committee and a commission on aging in the next couple council meetings.
Families packed the Jackson-Madison County Regional Health Department for some back-to-school shots. Today, the department held the first of 2 walk-in clinics to help families get their kids vaccinated for the new school year. The department says kids entering kindergarten and 7th grade have certain shots that they need to be able to have to be able to go to school. Now, if you missed today, there will be a clinic on Friday from 8 until 3. The health department asks that you bring your child's shot chart and an insurance card if you choose to come to the clinic.
Well, a shocking discovery for a Missouri man after the death of his mother. Now police are investigating.
Justina Cornell reports.
So I was just blown away.
There's a lot on Adam Smith's plate right now. He's not only packing up his life, he's also dealing with the death of his mom, Barbara.
Diagnosed with small cell lung cancer.
Smith recently moved into her South St. Louis apartment to help her while she was sick. And after she passed away last week, Smith started rummaging through her stuff.
I was trying to figure out what I'm going to take and what I'm not.
As he was shuffling through the freezer to see what to keep or toss, he saw a box.
I'm 37, and it has been in my freezer for 37 years. And I was always told it was like a wedding cake top.
His curiosity took over. Smith thought in that box there could be that wedding cake top, or there could even be money.
I pulled it out and I set it directly right here. I grabbed this knife exactly right here and I just cut through the plastic and opened it up.
But what his eyes saw was something he was not expecting.
And it turns out it was a baby.
The frozen baby was wrapped in a pink fleece.
It still had skin, hair, and everything. It was mummified. After that, I just freaked out. I put it back into the box and I called police right away.
Smith tells us that he never thought to look in that box before.
I've asked her several times. It was either a no-no conversation, she blew me off. My mom has always been so secretive about things throughout life.
Smith started to realize that his mom mentioned before about his sibling passing away before he was born.
We're saying, 46, 47? That's how long, I assume it's my sister, has been in a box in a freezer for this long.
A shaken-up Smith is disturbed after unveiling a chilling secret that's been tucked away for years.
Finding this, I'm more like confused, angry, and I just want to find closure. I want to know more answers.
That was Justina Cornell reporting. Police say this is still an active investigation.
Authorities have released the identity of the man who killed 2 people at a Mississippi Walmart. Officials in Memphis say Martez Terrell Abram is responsible for this morning's shooting in South Haven. The 39-year-old former employee who was recently fired began shooting inside the store where he shot and killed Walmart managers Anthony Brown and Brandon Gales. Martez encountered police in the parking lot where he and another officer were injured during a shootout. Abram is currently hospitalized and faces 2 murder charges. Police believe his termination from the superstore may have been the motive for the shooting.
At this point, all we need on him is the 2 counts of murder to hold him in Memphis until he can be extradited back. Once his health improves enough to where he can be extradited back to DeSoto County.
And of course, that investigation remains ongoing.
A California architect's art installation is turning the U.S.-Mexico border wall into a playground. This portion of the wall in New Mexico is being called the Teeter-Totter Wall. You can see the wall was turned into a fulcrum for a handful of seesaws. The artist hopes it helps remind people that children and adults on both sides of the border are connected in meaningful ways, and that actions on one side of the border have a direct consequence on the other side.
Authorities say a teenage surfer was bitten by a shark in Florida. The incident taking place Monday. This marks the 6th shark attack this year in Volusia County. Now, this is video taken shortly after that bite took place. You can see there are still plenty of surfers in the water there. Officials say the 18-year-old was bitten on the hand. He told beach safety team members he didn't see the shark. The surfer refused to be transported to the hospital, but beach officials said that his hand did need medical attention. The attack is at least the second in Florida since Saturday when a man was bitten in the leg while boogie boarding.
Water safety officials are warning people about large inflatables after a girl had to be rescued when the wind took her 1.5 miles out on Lake Michigan. The concern, a gust of wind can turn the inflatables into a sail, sending unsuspecting people, including kids, far from the shoreline, according to the Great Lakes Water Safety Consortium. Courtney Kaiser-Sandler is a believer that the wind took her daughter up and away on that inflatable unicorn raft while enjoying a day at Glen Haven Beach. The kids were playing in the water about 2 or 3 feet from the shore when all of a sudden,
my friend yelled, "Sophia's floating on the raft." We're all trying to swim towards her, and she just kept on going, like a little sail. I mean, and no matter how close we got, it was like she was still 10 feet away.
Now, Sophia was about 1.5 miles out when she was rescued by Glen Arbor firefighters. While the Coast Guard didn't have to launch in Sophia's situation, they say that they do get a lot of calls about stranded inflatables.
Well, believe it or not, school right around the corner, and parents will soon be hitting the stores to restock on supplies. However, it's also important to get your child used to a new sleeping routine. Experts with the Better Sleep Council say instead of setting a bedtime, you should actually set a time to wake up. You should also find ways to make your child's room more peaceful and start by removing all electronics and clutter. It is also important to develop a routine before bed, which can include a short story or even a prayer. And finally, it's important to remember that your child can't catch up on sleep. Not just your child, none of us can catch up on sleep.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to, I guess, get back in the routine of.
Yes.
A struggle there.
Yes, it is.
Well, if you deal with foot pain and difficulty walking, you might be suffering from a condition called plantar fascia.
With more on the science to look out for and how to get treated, here's Dr. Ryan Stanton, and this week's The Doc is In.
I'm Dr. Ryan Stanton, and The Doc is In. Plantar fasciitis is a very common diagnosis, in fact, impacting thousands of Americans every single year. The plantar fascia is a piece of tissue in our feet that connects our heel to our toes, basically producing the arch that allows us to walk successfully. Unfortunately, in plantar fasciitis, it becomes significantly inflamed, causing pain and difficulty walking. James Sharp is one of those people that required surgery to protect his plantar fascia.
It started out as something just like what I assumed was a nagging, ordinary pain that I just, I had foot pain. I tweaked my foot somehow just out in the backyard with the kids, but it didn't get better. And instead of, and I tried ice, I tried rest, I tried all the things that you hear about, and finally wised up and went to a professional and was diagnosed and led me here today.
Minor cases can be treated with rest and anti-inflammatory medications, but in more serious cases, it may require splinting, casting, or even surgery.
Really kind of failed to listen to my own body, and it eventually led to this surgery now and a recovery time of about 3 months. I think the bottom line here is that even with these smaller injuries, or what you think is going to be a smaller injury, to listen to your own body. I ignored it for far too long, and it progressed into something that it really could have been addressed early on.
Recovery can take weeks, if not months, and can be a chronic ongoing issue if not properly addressed. It's very important if you have symptoms to get it checked out by your doctor with appropriate referrals if necessary. You can join the conversation on our Doc is In Facebook page and at Everyday Med on Twitter. I'm Dr. Ryan Stanton, and the Doc is out.
Well, still ahead on 39 News Night Edition, the president of U.S. Soccer responding to claims of wage discrimination. Bailey will have more details in sports.
And 2 American teens being held in response to the death of a police officer in Rome.
And a mixture of sun and clouds throughout the day today. Our temperatures reach the mid-80s. Now, clear skies overnight tonight means a little patchy fog as you wake up early tomorrow morning, with highs eventually getting back into the upper 80s later Wednesday afternoon. We'll talk more about the heat and a little bit more humidity coming to the forecast, and we'll do that when we come back.
Now, NBC 39 weather.
We saw mainly cloudy skies much of the day today, but as we got to the late afternoon hours and evening hours, got a little sun to peek out. Here it is, downtown Jackson. We're seeing an American flag kind of flying in the background there. Also seeing a few of those cars up and down Main Street as well. But it did get a little sunshine out this afternoon. That did help get us back into the mid-80s in many areas late this afternoon. 85 was a high in Trenton, 85 in Lexington, 86 in Jackson. It did get as warm as 88 degrees down in Savannah here late this afternoon, and 86 degrees was a high in Humboldt as well. So temperatures, yeah, about in the mid-80s, which is below average. You notice that dew point still in the into the 70s though, and with that dew point, we did feel like we're in the low 90s for heat index values late this afternoon with those mostly cloudy skies. And it looks like we'll get a little more sunshine for the forecast on your Wednesday, and then once again, temperatures should get back into the mid to upper 80s as we head to Wednesday afternoon. So here's our Wednesday forecast. Start in the 60s, 66 at 6 o'clock in the morning. Could see a little patchy fog as you wake up in the day, early morning hours as well. Then some sunshine, but once again mixed with some clouds as we head throughout the day. We'll go for highs in the upper 80s, about 88 by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, with northwest winds at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Looking like we're going to keep basically this quiet weather going the next several days. So as we get to the last day of July, which is Wednesday, and then head into the first few days of August, don't really have a lot going on weather-wise. Actually looking like some pretty nice weather though. Temperatures a little bit below average. Our normal highs this time of year are still low 90s, but it looks like we'll be in the mid or upper 80s for the rest of the work week, and that continues right into the weekend. Now our next chance of rain does arrive as we get late into the weekend, but really the next several days looking pretty nice. We will actually see delightful weather. Again, those dew points not too bad. We've been seeing dew points as of last week and even over the weekend in the upper 70s, but now we'll get back at least in the upper 60s and low 70s for those dew points, so not quite as humid as you've been seeing here the last several days. And here's what it looks like on our forecast map. A little bit nicer weather coming back into West Tennessee as we head into the day on Wednesday. All that rain we saw yesterday and earlier today, all moving off to the east though. And we got some sunshine building in, but look off to our west. That's a little bit of red building through Oklahoma and Texas. Some of the southern plains seeing a lot warmer weather and a lot more humid weather building out in that direction. That will actually get to our region later in the work week and probably into the upcoming weekend. That's when we could see at least a chance of some scattered showers and thunderstorms back in the forecast by Sunday and then actually into early next week. Not too bad tonight though, 66, partly cloudy skies, a little patchy fog overnight tonight. Now by tomorrow morning, then we're back in the upper 80s by the afternoon. Now keep the upper 80s around as we head through the next couple of days, partly to mostly sunny skies through Friday. And we'll be in the upper 80s this weekend too. There's that chance of rain on Sunday. Could be a little more rain chance on Monday. But overall, it looks like highs will stay in the upper 80s. And our overnight lows will be in the 60s here. Some very typical weather for late July and early parts of August. All right, stay with us. More news when we come back.
Well, new developments today in the case of two teenagers from California accused in the brutal stabbing death of a police officer in Rome.
Italian investigators say that the officer forgot to take his gun when he went to confront the suspects over a theft.
Police also showed a photo of the alleged murder weapon, a commando knife. Barry Ariant reports.
Italian authorities faced the media for the first time since the arrest of two American suspects, Gabrielle Christian Natalia Yorth and Finnegan Lee Elder.
Lo stomaco, il colon, l'intestino.
They displayed a photo of a military-style knife with a 7-inch blade, saying this is the murder weapon, brought in from the U.S. and used to stab Officer Mario Circello Rega 11 times. A police commander also revealing Circello did not have his weapon with him. He had forgotten it. But he said it wouldn't have mattered.
Tempo di reagire.
The undercover officer and his partner were attacked so quickly on this Rome street they would not have had time to draw a gun. An Italian prosecutor said the 19-year-old Elder cried under questioning. His alleged accomplice, 18-year-old Natalia Yorth, asking in disbelief whether the victim was really dead. The prosecutor also calling the blindfolding of one of the teens serious and unacceptable. Gruesome details of the officer's killing in an affluent Rome neighborhood have shocked Italy. Police say the stabbing happened as the teens were confronted over the theft of a backpack and a drug deal gone wrong. Authorities say the two suspects will remain in custody due to the gravity of the crime.
Well, coming up next, Titans running back Derrick Henry has been sidelined for the next 2 weeks.
And U.S. women's national team head coach Jill Ellis stepping down. Bailey will tell us more about that coming up next in sports.
Music out on national TV.
He can't even sing. Good evening and welcome back to 39. Welcome back to 39 Sports. I'm Bailey Wilborn. An update on Titans running back Derrick Henry's injury that left him in a walking boot. Henry has a strained calf muscle that could sideline him for 2 weeks. Coach Mike Vrabel says he doesn't like to put timetables on injuries because each situation is handled differently. Last season, Henry rushed for over 1,000 yards and 12 touchdowns. The St. Louis Cardinals have acquired left-hander Zach Roskup in a trade with the LA Dodgers. The Cards will send cash to Los Angeles. Roskup is on his 4th team this season. The lefty is 2-0 this year with a 5 ERA and 28 combined appearances. He will likely join the Memphis Redbirds, the Cardinals' AAA affiliate. Fewer players will be around for the weekend at the PGA Tour event starting next season. The Tour's Advisory Council voted last month to reduce the 36-hole cut size from the top 70 players to the top 65 players in ties starting in the 2019-20 season. The new regulation will ensure a more manageable field on the weekend from a pace of play perspective and allows more opportunities to play in twosomes over the final 2 rounds. The president of U.S. Soccer is responding to claims of wage discrimination, saying the women's national team has been paid more than the men's. Federation President Carlos Cordeiro released a letter sharing figures that the women's team was reportedly paid nearly $34 million in salary and bonuses between 2010 and 2018. U.S. Soccer says during that time, the men's team was paid $26.4 million. Corderero cites different pay structures for the two teams and adds that men do have the ability to earn higher bonuses than women. A spokesperson for the players involved in the lawsuit calls U.S. Soccer's figures misleading. Well, speaking of the women's national team, head coach Jill Ellis will be stepping down after her team completes its 5-game victory tour. She'll walk away after leading the team to a second straight Women's World Cup championship. Her contract was set to expire this week, and Ellis said the time is right for her to move on. The move leaves the team without a coach heading into next summer's Tokyo Olympic Games, but the team is expected to hire a general manager soon before the search for a new head coach begins. Ellis has been the team's coach since 2014 and won 102 of 127 games she coached, the most for anyone with the job. Parents with children obsessed with video gaming, it is possible for them to turn that passion into a career. On Sunday, the world watched as a 16-year-old kid won $3 million for winning a video game tournament. The popular video game Fortnite hosting its first World Cup event in New York City over the weekend. This is just one of the examples of the growing trend of esports. People of all ages are able to put their skills to the test and win some cash. Some gamers can make a decent living, even earning endorsements. One industry CEO says now is the time to get in on the ground floor.
And make about $200 to $300 a week, going to about 3 tournaments in Colorado every week.
You can join a team at your high school. I think there's over 60 colleges in this country that now have esports competitive programs. Entry salaries can be in that, even the $50,000, $100,000 before sponsorship.
It's just hard to imagine, like 16 years old, $3 million.
Well, and 50 to 100,000 before endorsements.
Yeah.
And you were talking earlier, there's some players that make $1 million in endorsements that have multiple endorsements.
Yeah, like Ninja, he's like the top video gamer right now. He makes like $1 million from Samsung, $1 million from Red Bull, and just a bunch of companies are just throwing their money at these gamers right now.
My parents are kicking themselves that they didn't buy us a gaming console when we were growing up. Yeah, Bailey, thanks. We're back right after this.
Well, thanks for watching 39 News. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a great night.
Follow us online, like us on Facebook, and visit our website, wnbjtv.com.